Officer Zechariah Presley, who worked at the Kingsland Police Department, is accused of shooting and killing a 25-year-old black man named Anthony Marcel Green. This was on June 21st, so just a few days ago, just a week ago. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation said Officer Presley was following Green's vehicle for some reason that hasn't been revealed yet, I don't believe. They came to an intersection, and Green and another occupant of the vehicle that he was in got out and ran. So officers pursued them on foot. They pursued, well, actually, it's actually been reported that they pursued Green, who I believe was the driver. So there was a brief altercation between Officer Presley and Green, at which point after that, Green took off running again. So at some point after that, shortly after that, Officer Presley shot at him while he was fleeing, while he was running away. So presumably this is another case of a black man running away, and it seems that he was shot in the back. Now, we don't have the body cam. There is body cam footage. There is dash cam footage as well. It has not been released yet. The GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, said that they are reviewing it and they're trying to enhance the footage to get a clear sense of what happened. But I believe they are going to release that footage. And so soon we will be able to assess that as well. But Officer Presley, he was fired on Wednesday, and he was charged on the same day as well. So he is facing a maximum of 20 years in prison.
Another swift charge.
Yeah, very swift.
Swift charge. And why do you think that is? It's because he used excessive force on a fleeing suspect. No different than Roswell did.
It's crazy that another case like this happens.
Well, like, what do you think?
So soon.
What do you think the mentality has to be for somebody to be, I guess, have the mindset to want to shoot somebody who is running away? Like, okay, if their job is to apprehend, all right, they are the long arm of the law. Their job is to they're on the ground. Their job is to apprehend and arrest, and their job is not even to charge. The prosecutors do that.
Yeah.
And a jury finds them guilty, or a judge finds them guilty, depending on what kind of trial it is. So, as a police officer, if you're chasing someone, like, what type of a mentality do you have to want to use your gun when it's really not necessary?
I think the word you used, apprehend, I think that may not be the word that's in their head. The word in their head may be stop. And if the word is stop, they can use their gun to stop somebody.
Well, I mean, I don't even think this is kind of a mentality or something, some mindset that cops have. I think like this kind of hero mentality is not just limited to them. I think we have that kind of attitude in general, at least here in the United States. Everyone wants to be a hero. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be that good guy with a gun. And what better way, or what, I guess, better opportunity to be a good guy with the gun than to become a police officer? You know what I'm saying?
And see, that's where I'm going to go into a different direction. I question whether this guy should have been a police officer in the first place, because he has a past, a questionable past. So he's only been with the Kingsland Police Department for about a year. Okay, before he was hired, he was forthcoming about his past. So his past includes being arrested before for reckless, eluding, speeding. He admitted to having multiple physical altercations with his wife. He admitted to purchasing illegal drugs and driving under the influence once in 2012.
So basically what you're telling me is he had the profile of someone you would not even want to be friends with. Never, like, not like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not even just hire as
being
cop,
cool with.
or
Yeah.
like being cool with. Like you wouldn't want to even be friends with this guy, much
not.
less hire him in a position that requires him to carry weapons,
hand him a badge and a gun,
and have authority over other people. So when he is not in authority, he is a menace. So imagine what kind of menace he would be if he was in authority. That's what I would think if I was reviewing this guy's profile.
See, that's the problem, okay? There are many of us who believe that police officers are the best of us. For some reason, when they put on that uniform and they wear that badge, when they are in official capacity as a police officer, they are the best of us. They have all the integrity in the world. They have none of the human conditions that ails everybody else. No, they are something else now. They're RoboCop. So
did you actually see that movie?
Yeah, I did.
The new one.
Yeah,
the new one.
No, I saw the old one. I haven't seen the old.
You gotta see the new one.
I haven't seen the new one.
It's exactly like you say.
Is it?
Like basically, they drain all of those those chemicals, those neurotransmitters, like chemicals in your brain. They drain all of those out, and you basically become a robot. And you make decisions based on like calculations and like analytical, no meaning at all. Everything's analytical.
See, that's not the way it is. See, we got people like this that are occupying roles as police officers. Like, what do you think is going to happen when they stop people, when they come into a confrontation with another human being? If they're like messy enough to have physical confrontations with their wives, if they're arrested for reckless eluding, a speeding charge, something. I mean, this has the profile, like Mike said, like he has the profile of somebody that you probably don't want to be cool with. But when you're talking about somebody that can dish out the death sentence, should he occupy that role? No.